Good afternoon. My name is John with the Pine Tree. I have the great pleasure of being here with zerralld. Thank you for letting me corral you on camera here this morning.
My pleasure.
Now, you're running for supervisor, and now tell a little people about yourself. How long you been around? What kind of stuff you...
Well, I'm a 48-year resident of Calaveras County, San Andreas, and I am very involved in the community. Have been since my adult life.
Wow.
And I started out with because I had two children.
Mm-hmm.
I started with my own school, which is a parent cooperative preschool here in San Andreas, and I worked with that for 4 years. Was president one of those years. My first jump into leadership role.
Right.
From then on, my own school is a great training ground for parents in the community, in the public schools.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent time on every site council at every level, elementary, Toyon, and high school. Served on the bond oversight committee, and after that, I found myself on the Calaveras Unified School Board 9 years ago.
Uh-huh. So that's been so most of the education issues you're probably very familiar with.
Yes, we've had our ups and downs, and I'm very proud of Calaveras Unified.
Yeah.
We're able to be fiscally sound, and through this next issues with the state, we're not going to have to really lay off people. We're going to have to cut back some
Right.
things, but our administration has done a great job.
Now, are you? Now, you're also a business owner, right? Is business owner?
I am. 24 years
Mm-hmm.
in Calaveras County. I've chosen to locate my business in Calaveras County and District 1. I believe that there's such great potential here, and I'm willing to take that risk.
Mm-hmm.
Provides some of the tax base that we get. We need
Yes.
a lot more,
Yeah.
but I employ 11 people. And from what I understand, those wages are turned over 7 times in the county.
So those
I'm
dollars
excited
just keep
about
turning
that.
and turning and turning here, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, for those, for your district, what are some of the top things that you'd like to see happen or like to see accomplished?
Well, there's a lot to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And our district is probably not much different than the county as a whole, except maybe a little worse because we have a growing population in our west end. There's issues of infrastructure.
Right.
There's issues of public safety. There's issues of jobs, housing, and development. But I think that one of the most positive things going on is that we have a great public interest, and the public is engaged, and I believe that all of the smart people that are out there, we need to listen to them.
Yeah.
And we can solve the problems. We need to plan for prosperity, and I believe forward visioning and planning is one of the most important things we can do, and working together.
Mm-hmm. And does that include? Have you been what are your thoughts on the current, the general plan process? Do you think that's going fairly well?
I think it's going well,
Mm-hmm.
and I happen to be one of the originators of the Citizens for San Andreas.
Okay.
Some 4 years ago. We've been working on that, and that was sort of an offshoot of San Andreas Merchants, which I'm the president of for the last many years. But we're working, and we're getting very close to our being able to submit our community plan, and we've tried to engage the whole community
Mm-hmm.
through outreach, through community meetings, through City in Front of Treats. I've also been to every meeting in Valley Springs for the community. I'm involved with their greater area Valley Springs planning group.
Okay.
And that's moving right along, and they're getting a more and more broader base of participation there. And to answer your question, I think that that's one of the most important things we need to do along with the general plan to move forward to in planning for this prosperity that we will see.
Yeah. And in some ways, San Andreas is poised in a very good spot for some really good economic growth over the next 15, 20 years. At least it seems, because it seems there's probably is some pent-up demand as far as a little bit for services. Is that maybe because I'm not a resident of this district? Is that inaccurate?
Well, I think in the district as a whole, in Valley Springs and San Andreas, we need more goods and services that we don't have. We have residents that are forced to go out of this county to get those things they can't find here.
Right.
I advocate for shopping local as much as possible because of our tax base.
Yeah.
We need those taxes to support our services here. But yes, we have 3 new restaurants in San Andreas just in this last year.
Some nice developments that way.
Yes, and I think restaurants will do well in San Andreas. San Andreas is the county seat, and we have lots and lots of people coming here to work and to do their business.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of possibility here. San Andreas merchants did apply for a community planning transportation grant for $100,000. We were given that grant.
Oh, nice.
And we're in the process of, we have an RFP out now for a consultant. And hopefully this grant will help us to sort of change the whole paradigm of how San Andreas looks, feels, and will be.
Now, would that be similar to, like for example, last night there was a branding meeting, the second one of the little. Is that something similar to try to develop a branding strategy for San Andreas?
Yes. I think that's completely relevant.
Okay.
Because not only is San Andreas the county seat, and it has a branding of being for business, we're trying to do a lot of other things. One of the things is where we're at today is our park.
Right.
And
yeah, we never mentioned where we were.
We're at the San Andreas Turner Park. It's beautiful. It was put together by volunteers at the Progressive Club. The San Andreas Park and Rec is now helping with that. But the idea of a family town, we have the Kites Over Calaveras in June, which is a family event.
Yes, that was well attended.
Yeah.
That was well attended.
And we're having it for 2 days this year, Saturday and Sunday. So that will be fun. We're bringing back the Halloween Carnival in October, and these are all sponsored by San Andreas Merchants.
Right.
But one of the things that I'm very excited about is we're in the process through citizen involvement is bringing back community theater here to San Andreas. Years ago, we had the Met Players, and they did some wonderful musical productions. That's sort of their signature. But with the new Performing Arts Center going in at the high school here, Calaveras High, it's a wonderful opportunity to bring in professional entertainers and to build on a cultural identity for San Andreas also. So I think those kinds of brandings are important.
Now, the new Performing Arts Center, will that allow for things like more community meetings as well, like things that would maybe traditionally be at the San Andreas, the town, like for the candidates' nights and stuff, they could be done there? Is that
So the school district is required to have a component of community.
Okay.
Community is allowed to use the facilities, and yes. So we'll be doing, I'm sure, lots of different things there.
Yeah.
500 seats, so it'll be
nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Now, what are some of the challenges, going forward on the general plan for San Andreas? Do you think the size of the footprint is large enough, or do you see it? Because we've heard some different things on some of the economic development side, that there may be spot for a shopping center at some point, or where is it? Where do you guys see the?
Well, I'm one person, and this is a community and
that was a question for really out of left field. Sorry.
I can give you my perspective, but
that was just a personal interest question for myself.
Well, ultimately, it will be the citizens who decide. What Citizens for San Andreas has come up with as an option is adopting the San Andreas Fire District, partly because it's already existing, and we would like to see all commercial development corralled into the community center, which is San Andreas. Okay. And we really believe that open space between towns is very important. Keeping that wonderful small town rural quality.
Yeah.
But still being able to offer those goods and services that people want and we need.
Yeah. Now, my last little out of left field question. I promise. No. Now on San Andreas, on the sanitation district itself, is that something that if you're on the board, I guess it's because with the building of the jail and some of the other things, there's going to be a lot of real issues on that side of the perspective going forward. Arthur, is that?
Well, there are. San Andreas Sanitary is completely maxed out in terms of EDUs, and so any future growth is going to be on the development side.
Right.
The San Andreas Sanitary has raised the rates here significantly, and there's going to be another raise, and that will, I believe, bring the citizens who are existing here to the point where we're paying our fair share.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, because I mean, if you look at even on a state level, smaller water districts and sanitary districts, just with the increased regulatory environment and stuff, it's a tough road to hoe for a lot of those smaller districts.
Well, I think a lot of people don't understand that with the passage of the Clean Water Act and those kinds of things, it's which is a good thing, has affected these small districts, and so they've had to, by law, bring their systems up to a certain standard, and that's caused the increase in costs, which a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
Why. I mean, I'm a ratepayer too, and it was
Right.
a real shock, but I'm used to it now.
I guess if people are looking at their, looking for prospectively towards their ballots, what are the hot button points that you'd like to try to get across?
Well, again, I think forward visioning and planning is one of the most important things, and I think I'll use that phrase again, we can plan for prosperity.
Okay. Because if we don't plan, we'll end up somewhere else.
If we don't plan, we'll be looking back. Why didn't I do that 4 years ago? Why didn't I do that 6 years ago? But we can plan ahead, and it's possible. I do that on a yearly, daily basis at my own job, and you have to have and then have a plan to get there, and it's more fun that way.
Yeah, yeah.
But we need to finish our general plan, our community plans. That's one of the most important things, and it needs to be done in such a way that it can't be challenged legally.
Right.
And so we don't end up in the gridlock that we've been seeing in this recent past.
Yeah. And I guess on some of the planning side too is we are at a crossroads as a county, just because with our historical character and everything else, it's if we make too few missteps, too many missteps right now, you change, the environment that you had.
Well, I'll tell you, this is the way I see it, is that we have great assets. We have our authentic gold rush history, our tourism.
Yep.
We have recreation, skiing, boating, hiking, caving, all kinds of things. Agriculture, our wine industry. And I think we have to really be thoughtful, because if we make instant decisions for instant gratification, this will bring us this much money, or this will bring us 10 jobs, or whatever.
Yeah.
I think we need to be, again, planning ahead so unintended consequences don't bite us. But it can be done. I believe it can be done.
So are you looking forward to 4 years of Tuesday mornings?
I'm looking forward to
As a person that's been to my share in the last few years.
And I've been there too. But I'm looking forward to working with the board, whoever that might be, and the administration, to find solutions. Because I think you'll find with most people that are involved with community service and leadership, it's really not about you, it's about the community, and that's where the satisfaction comes in, is working with people and finding solutions and seeing things move forward.
Yeah. And one of the things, I know we've mentioned this before, is a couple of these little things we've been, is I have a great deal of respect for people who run for office, because it's not easy. You put yourself out there in the public, and also from coming to know most of the supervisors and some of the electeds in our county, they put a lot of hours into it. There isn't a chicken dinner or a bake sale that they don't attend, and I think it's a real commitment. You should be commended for, it's
a little scary, but it's very exciting, and I feel that if if you look at my record in the past, I've been in the trenches for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I've been there, I've been doing it, I've been working with people, hopefully making a contribution. And I know it's a lot of work. I'm available full-time to do that job. And I'm anxious to give it my best shot.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us a little bit here on camera. And we're at the beautiful Turner Park here in downtown San Andreas, right? Now, I guess the wall behind us, was that built with?
This wall was built by the San Andreas Park and Rec, and it used Part 40 money to do it, and I think it was a great use of the money because it has helped the flooding situation.
You were saying for flood control, and it actually worked.
It worked.
There you go.
Worked.
I mean, see, so
and
that's
pretty too.
So that's indicative of the type of leadership you want to.
It's
pretty and it works.
It works. and I just want to say and give credit to San Andreas Park and Rec, the Progressive Club, all of the volunteer organizations that put time into Calaveras County. It's amazing. And I'm proud to be associated in a little way.
Great.
And I'm happy, and even with all the problems, I'm happy to be a citizen of Calaveras County. It's a great place.
Thank you.